When you think about ancient Greece, you think about debates, arguments, ego, pride, men who would fight over words, status, respect. Not exactly a place where people stayed calm. And yet, it's where one of the most dangerous forms of emotional control was created, a method so effective that the people who used it couldn't be provoked, not because they were passive, but because nothing anyone said could reach them. There was a man who mastered this so completely that even when people insulted him to his face, he didn't react, not once. I'm going to break down who he was, the exact method he used, and how you can apply it, so you never get upset or annoyed by anyone again. He lived a simple life, no status, no power, no reason for anyone to fear or respect him. But over time, something about him became impossible to ignore. People would challenge him, insult him, try to provoke him in public, and every time, nothing. No anger, no frustration, no reaction, and that's when people started to feel uncomfortable around him. Because most people don't realize this, getting upset is a form of losing control. The moment someone can trigger you, they own a part of you. And this is where his method begins. He believes something most people never question, that you're not reacting to what people say, you're reacting to what you think it means. So before any situation where someone could annoy him, he would run one simple process. First, he asked, what actually just happened? Not the story, not the interpretation, just the raw fact. Someone raised their voice, someone disagreed, someone said something negative, that's it. Then he asked, what meaning am I adding to this? Disrespect, embarrassment, attack? Because that meaning is where emotion comes from. And then the final question, do I have to accept that meaning? And the answer was always no. A student once asked him, but what if someone insults you directly? He looked at him and said, if a man hands you something and you don't take it, who does it belong to? The student said, to him, and he replied, then why are you accepting every insult that's given to you? That was the shift, not controlling emotion, refusing to accept the interpretation that creates it. I remember the first time I actually used this. I was in a conversation, and someone cut me off mid-sentence. Then they did it again, and I felt it immediately, that irritation building, that urge to react, to correct them, to prove something. But instead, I paused, and I asked, what actually just happened? They interrupted me. That's it. Then I asked, what meaning am I adding? They don't respect me. They think I'm not important. And then the final question, do I have to accept that? No. Maybe they're distracted. Maybe they don't even realize it. Maybe it has nothing to do with me. So I didn't react. I stayed calm, let them finish. And when I spoke again, I just continued. No tension, no irritation. And something strange happened. The dynamic changed. They became more careful, more aware, without me saying a word. That's the power of this. You don't become unbothered by trying to suppress your reactions. You become unbothered by removing the meaning that creates them. Because at the end of the day, people don't control your emotions. Your interpretation does, and most of the time, that interpretation isn't even real. The moment you stop assuming intention, stop adding meaning, stop taking things personally, you become very hard to affect, and people can feel that, because the easiest person to control is the one who reacts. The hardest person to control is the one who sees everything and chooses what it means. So the next time someone tries to annoy you, don't react, don't suppress it either. Just ask, what actually happened? What meaning am I adding? Do I have to accept it? And watch how quickly the emotion disappears. Thank you for watching. If you want more like this, subscribe.